Have a picture of somebody that you love or somebody that you can call that can help you get out of whatever you're stuck in at the moment so that you can move on and do what's important to you for that day.
Phenomenal, well said. This is a perfect transition to our last question. Thank you for setting that up for me. Because of the nature of the industry and the comments that we hear about, oh my gosh, this is such a tough market, it's so uncertain, will I be able to overcome this year? What am I gonna do? The industry is thinning out. But you guys are all here trying to make a better version of yourselves, right? It's all about the noise and getting through the noise and silencing the noise, right? And getting through that is incredibly difficult for some people, and for others it comes easier, right? For some people you can snap that rubber band and say, okay, I'm past that thought, let's focus on the solution. What do you guys recommend, or what can you guys suggest to those that are struggling through the noise? How do you tell them to get to the silence and really get through this?
My first thought is pray. Real talk, pray. And I'm not telling you to pray to, just pray. And I would say you have to get back to reset the baseline. What's baseline, right? What's important to you, right? This market stuff, this is just work. Let's just talk about this, right? I hear what Jim's saying, and it's great. I hear what Ed, I hear everybody saying it's great to give back and be a part of this and that and the third, and they're 1,000% correct. But I still gotta take care of me, right? I still gotta take care of my family, my 3 kids, my wife, all the good stuff, but I gotta get back to baseline. So for the market, I'm blessed to say that this is my 3rd cycle of the market. Someone earlier in the week, or who kicked off yesterday, I think it was Mitch said he's been through 4 markets. Well, I haven't been through 4, I've only been through 3. And going through 3, I can tell you that 2006 didn't feel too good. So what did I do? I ran and jumped out the industry. I jumped back at the Bank of America and I said, you know what? I'm done with this. This is crazy, all that good stuff. And guess what? I came back in 2012. so I can't get enough of it, right? But with all that being said, I know that for me, I have a vision board in my office. You said, what do you look at? I have a vision board in my office, and I got my wife, I got my kids, and then I got a plane. You know what the plane is? The plane is the jet set, go somewhere. And sometimes I'm going to Philly, sometimes I'm going to Florence, South Carolina. But at the same time, it's all I do. Right? But at the same time, I get back to baseline. I get back to what's most important. The market will take care. The market's going to be the market. AI is going to do what AI do. You're going to close loans. You're going to miss loans. Everybody's going to do what they need to do and things of that sort. But for me, is getting back to baseline. I'm going to pray. We're going to level set, and let's just be real, right? And everybody who's been in the market for at least an originator, or you've been selling houses for at least the last 5 years, right? I see a lot of hands up. Now let's just be honest, guys. Who made a lot of money after the last few years?
It's okay.
Right? This is a safe environment, right? Made a lot of money. So now let's be real, right? Who took care of their money and made sure that they stayed within their means, right? You get what I'm saying? So with all that being said, guys, you all were smart enough, we were all smart enough to make sure that this is not just a job, this is what we do for a living, right? And again, if you've been doing this 20 years, 30 years, you've been doing it for 15 months. Yes, it's gonna be different for someone who's looking at it 15 months, because you're like, well, what happened? I saw him doing this and no. It's a market, right? It goes up and down. You save your money, you invest your money, and you do things the smart way, right? Just because you made $1 million last year, don't mean that you go out and buy a $780,000 house. No, you should have done it better and all the good stuff. So reset the baseline. We'll be okay. We'll get past it and work with what we can work within. And last thing I'll say, because I see the time running, I want to pass the roof. But real quick, Uncle Tony gave us the answer the other day, right? He said there's 42% of African Americans who are actually homeowners. 42%. He ran through the markets, right? So that means that's still here opportunity. Maybe they're not going to go buy a $500, $600 million house. Maybe not. But maybe they go buy a house that they can be proud of, and then they can do what? They can refer you to, or they can refer the next person to. So that's why I say reset back the baseline.
Yeah, and I agree. Praying obviously is the #1 for me as well. However, when I'm not traveling, I work from home. And I walk downstairs, get my coffee, I walk into my office, and there's a sign that I have in my office, and it says, "You didn't wake up today to be a weak-ass bitch." That's the reality. I read that sign every single morning, and I say, you know what? I am going to not listen to the noise. I'm going to focus on me. I committed to make my business a success. And I'm going to do whatever it takes. The noise is always going to exist. It always existed before. Put your blinders on, put your headphones on, listen to some rap music, put some jams on. And you know what? Go out there, be fearless, be the badass person that you know you can be. And if you need to look at yourself in the morning and look at yourself in the mirror and say it to yourself, you know what? I don't care if I get a bad email. I don't care if I get a bad phone call. I don't care if my customer's uncle who bought a house 50 years ago thinks he knows more than real estate than me. I'm going to overcome it because I know that I'm committed to my success. And because I'm committed to my success, the noise doesn't matter. So, like I said, my quote is, I didn't wake up today or any day to be a weak ass bitch.
I love it. That's my girl. So, I love all of that. So, tunnel vision. You have to have tunnel vision. To your point, things are always going to happen. If you just take real estate out of it. In life, we've had ups and downs. All of us probably have been through different things. COVID, we made it here. All of us are here. A lot of people, unfortunately, didn't make it. You know, so I'm thankful. You have to start your day being thankful. And then once you're thankful, everything else, you know, I get a deal to fall out, no person doesn't want to work with me, or they decide not to. It's not life change. It's not the end of my life. So I get another chance every day that I live to make it better. So I just stand on that. And then when you do have bad days, get it out, vent. Don't just ignore it like it didn't happen because it's still there. Get it out, listen to some DMX, T.I., whatever your choice of music is. Get it out of your system and then get back to it. We're here to serve.
No, and one thing, guys, Ed is one of these chippery people. I do not understand how he does it every day for the last 50 years. But he's chippery because he calls me on Monday mornings, and I'm like, I'm not there yet. So, but the only thing I wanted to add before I pass it to Jim is, and I was just thinking about it is, really, let's choose our heart, right? Choose your heart. Is it hard now? Sure, but wasn't it hard when people were calling you all times of the night, all times of the day, because they want that rate at 2 or 3%, or there was multiple offers on the house, or somebody's charging, they want $75,000 in due diligence just for them to put a house on hold? That was hard, right? It was insane. So again, we go back to kind of choosing our heart, choosing the perspective, but keeping the right mindset. So that's all good points. Good points. And I'm gonna borrow that. W-A-B. Y'all gotta say it. That's what W-A-B.
So someone once told me, and I'll say this in Spanish and translate it, Dios se ríe cuando uno tiene planes, okay? Which in English translate that God laughs when somebody has plans, right? Because the plans you have for yourself may not be the same plans that God had for you when we were created, right? And so you've got to realize that, you know, at the end of the day, we choose to be in this business, right? This is a choice. I didn't grow up thinking I was going to be a mortgage loan officer when I went to high school and college, right? I fell into the mortgage industry, and then I fell in love with being able to go to a closing and see the keys being passed on to that homeowner, and that person be so grateful and thankful that somebody actually took the time to help explain to them what it was going to take for them to get a mortgage, right? Because most people weren't given the time to understand what they needed to do to either buy now or get ready to buy, right? And there was no credit repair back in the day, right? So you had to sit there and explain to clients what it was going to take for them. Just like today, you know, we've got automated underwriting, but if it doesn't approve, then what are you going to do, right? So you've got to be that person that's going to educate the community and that is going to be a servant of your community. And the more people you serve, guess what? The more financial gain you'll receive. Because in our community, once you're a trusted advisor and consultant to the community, they're loyal. They're gonna look for somebody that can speak their language or that looks like them and that grew up like them, right? Like home ownership, you know, I was very fortunate that my dad decided that he wanted to own a home. So I was able to have my own room with two of the brothers instead of sharing a room or a bunk bed or a bed with somebody. you know, where the rest of the family all grew up and lived in the projects, right? So they had to share rooms with their family because they could only fit a 2-bedroom with 4 people versus having a 4-bedroom home, you know? So understanding your why, like why are you in the market to help somebody else? Like what is it that you are getting out of being able to help somebody other than the financial aspect, right? Take the finances out of that because the more people you help, the more money that you'll make. But if you can understand, if you can put out there, whether it's through technology, social media, or whatever means of marketing that you do, what is it that makes you passionate about being the professional that you are? Because this is not a team sport in the sense where what they do matters to what I do, right? It's what I do when I wake up in the morning. It's the mindset that I put myself in. It's the routine that I do when I wake up. First thing, meditate, be thankful. What are the 3 things that I'm grateful for that I have an opportunity that has happened to me this week or throughout the week? And what am I grateful for that I'm going to be able to do? Because we get to do mortgages and we get to sell real estate. We don't have to do it, right? And so when you change your perspective and you understand that, you know, we're blessed to be able to be sitting here and in this room and being able to talk about, you know, what we love to do and what we're passionate about doing, because we want to help that next generation be homeowners. Because when you look at the statistics, people who are homeowners are 60% more wealthier than people who aren't. And until we can explain the cost of not being a homeowner and the cost of waiting to clients, right? Because that 7% rate today, right? Maybe 5% next year, but that house is gonna be 10% more. So all you're doing is avoiding taking advantage of being in the market sooner and being able to get a better price on the house where you're not having to overbid. Because if you look at a year ago, you were lucky to be able you had to look at 30 houses or more, and you were losing out on cash offers. You had to close in 2 weeks. You had to get rid of all your contingencies. I mean, yeah, you got a 3%, 4% rate, but how long did it take you to be able to get a contract, right? So we as professionals have to educate the consumer who all they're listening to is what's in the media and in social media. So it's our responsibilities as stewards of the business to be able to educate people on the benefits of homeownership and why they should be a homeowner or an investor or become, you know, a wealthy $1 million.
I want to add one last thing. You know, we are here and we're trying to inspire you, right? But there's a difference between inspiration and motivation. Inspire is external. We're giving you information to help you with how you're going to run your business, but motivation comes within, right? So if you don't take the best practices and the information that we shared, what they shared earlier with you, and you don't actually take action and implement those things, then unfortunately it just goes in one ear and comes out the other. So be inspired today, but go out there and motivate yourself to actually take action.
Wow.
Definitely, and big shouts out to Jay-Z. Jay-Z, you put
Yes.
this on. He was countless emails, going to spam, trying to get all of us and our schedule together.
Yeah.
And she was more accommodating. Yari, your whole staff, everybody. So
Whole staff.
just thank you for everything.
Thank you. Outstanding insight from all of you guys. I'm so grateful to sit here and just get that inspiration, right? And now I'm gonna go motivate and make sure I'm nothing else, right? But thank you guys so much. If you guys please feel motivated, inspired to connect with everyone. If you have follow-up questions, find us as we head out. But thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to the next one.
Very good.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.